Hi friends. If you want to see calling my own self out, reviewing and demoing the new Urban Decay Honey Eyeshadow palette, then please keep on watching. Hi, my name is Alicia. Thank you so much for coming if it's your first time here. And if you are returning, well, thank you for coming again. Kinkysweat stands for my kinky hair and sweat life. I'm a fitness professional who loves things all movement and beauty. If you want to check out what I do in between the makeups, you can head over to my Instagram. Listen, I'm gonna call myself out. I was not planning to purchase this palette on one of Jenna Phrase's video. Hey Jenna! I even commented on one of her anti-hauls saying that the Honey Naked palette was the first no of the season. I'll even try to grab the comment and I'll put it up here. That's exactly what I said. And you guys are free to call me out too. Let's hear it. This is why, friends. One of the first photos that came out to promote this palette, it looked ashy. It did not do it justice. And the minute I saw that photo, I just assumed that the Honey palette was going to be garbage. And then I see the reviews and everyone's saying that the formula is better, that the colors look richer than how they appear online. I'm like, so I had my friends and family 20% off and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna eat my words and I'm gonna try this for myself. So I bought it. And with that said, we have a review. So let's get into it. This retails for $45, I believe. And with the 20% off, let's see, that comes to like $9. So we got it for $36. Is that right, math? I have no idea. This is the box it comes in, and before we take it out, let's now go over the details quickly. It has a suggested shelf life of 24 months. It says bulk made in USA with US and or imported ingredients assembled in the Dominican Republic. So the inside of the box is cool because it has like a honeycomb design on the lining, but I gotta say, friends, this is probably the most beautifully designed naked palette that Urban Decay has ever released. Out of all their nakeds, like, look at that. They definitely captured the honey swirl of things. Like, this texture is jumping out at me and it is giving me an experience. It does have a magnetic closure. When you open it up, it has the brush, which we are politely putting aside. And here you have your shades. Definitely looks better in person. Like I said, I saw that photograph and I was like, nah, I'm not getting that. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll get it. Got 12 shadows in here and each pan weighs in at 0.95 grams or 0.033 ounces of product. What does it say here? The Naked Honey Eyeshadow Palette is raw and sticky sweet. Just the way nature intended. This hive of 12 exclusively golden neutrals includes classic golds, warm ambers, and rich chocolate browns. Reach for our go-to shade amber. It practically glows. We'll shall see about that. Create the perfect hazy smoked out eye with Sting warm brown matte, or get hooked on Honey Intense Gold Metallic for the ultimate 70s statement eye. Our buzzed about palette is a keeper with everything you need to create a swarm of looks. I see what you did there, Urban Decay. From bright and sunny to dangerous after dark. Sting, sting, sting. I'm gonna quickly pop on maybe Urban Decay's website and hopefully they will have shade descriptions because, you know, I appreciate a shade description since I don't like to rely on myself to provide those since I'm terrible at describing color. No, not Urban Outfitters, Alicia, the other Urban. I gotta take this sweatshirt off. I'm getting hot. It doesn't. Let's just get through these swatches. First up, we have Flyby. Next up is a matte Sweet. Next matte, we have Swarm. Amber is a metallic. Ooh. Keeper is a matte. Golden is a metallic. Honey is a metallic. Let me do that again. Honey is a little hard pressed, so we'll double swatch just so you can see the color. I'll probably will wet that one. It's not a big deal. Queen is the next metallic. Ooh, I like that. Hive is a matte shade. Drip, the next matte. HBIC, metallic. Ooh, that's pretty. And lastly, we have Sting. So here are all the shades. I gotta say, a lot better in person than how it appears online. You know what? I could have sworn this was gonna be an ashy eyeshadow palette. And not bad, I wiped off, so there's still some left over, which indicates some nice pigmentation, maybe some nice longevity. And with that said, let's come in a little closer. Brush these brows, they're getting a little crazy. Using my ABHI primer, which I have been loving. If I wanted to tone down the shade, I would combine this with my Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Concealer Natural Beige. But because I'm a little lazy right now, I'm just applying this from brow bone to lash line. I know what you're thinking. You're like, Alicia, that's really light. When I buff it out, it's okay, but yes, I sometimes have to combine this with my concealer just so it doesn't look so contrast white. This is such an ideal texture for how I like to apply shadow on an unset base that has a little stick but it's not too creamy. And I also like to take some under the eye. Hakuhodo J522 with Swarm. Gonna put that on the crease. We're looking at like a melon color that's leaning more towards the brown side. It's building really nicely. This is the third time I'm going in, and I appreciate how it's building up some and not appearing or applying dustily. Reference number 15 with Keeper. I'm gonna pop that onto the outer corner first. It looks similar to Swarm, but it has a little, these trucks, you guys, I'm trying to film. It definitely appears a little more like orangey on the eye, but see how it's building really nicely. It's giving us some depth, not a whole lot, because I wouldn't rely on this shade to create depth and contrast like I would with the shades at the other end of the palette, but I love how this is looking on its own. And to get the most payoff, is good to punch on and then sweep, and the windshield wiper motions is pulling the shadow through the crease, and then you'll use circular motions to further diffuse it once it's already been placed where you want it to go initially. And when you lift the brow, you can see where the shadow is going. You have a better idea of how it's being placed. Going in with my first brush and using circular motions here to further diffuse the edges closest to the brow. And then I pull it out a little bit because this is how I prefer to wear my eyeshadow. You can make it more round and keep it tighter in towards the edge of the eye. Chikuhodo Beautylish 2008 holiday brush with Keeper. Pulling that under the lash line. These do have kickback, but it's not something outrageous. I don't feel it's annoying me too much. It's pretty expected. I think it's consistent with Urban Decay shadows, but I have to say these are a touch smoother than their previous Naked palettes, and the actual shadows have a lot more depth and richness to them. I mean, I would not expect this from just looking at the pan based on the history of Urban Decay Naked palettes. Going back in with Keeper, just deepening the crease here. Again, windshield wiper motions to get it here, and then circular to diffuse. And that's just going to give the shadow an overall softer look all around. This is gorgeous. I love this shade. Definitely want to go in with Amber with my Sonia G Builder 3. Let's try dry first. Yes. Oh, that's pretty. I'm actually gonna go in with my finger. I want to see that payoff a little more. They're not kidding. This has like a pink shift to it. It's very hard to see on camera, but it does literally glow. In how it's formulated, it's not flat at all on the lid. I'm being really greedy right now. I'm going in with some Max Fix Plus. I want to see what Amber can do. There we go. Golden Sonia G Builder 3. Inner third of the lower lash line. That's really nice. I'm noticing I actually took off some of Amber when I wet it. That's my fault. So I think this shadow, you kind of have to decide from the get-go if you want to go in with it dry or wet, because you could disturb the texture if you go in with it wet, which could present a problem, but it's not a big deal to me because I just applied this again with my finger and I covered up those spots. But next time I'll initially just go in with the wet brush so I don't disturb the texture. Flyby with my Hakuhodo J 242. That's gonna be our inner corner highlight. It's a satiny shade, so it's not completely matte, but I love going this route sometimes for the inner corner highlight. It's just a nice escape from your typical metallic or shimmer on that part of the eye. I'll also take it here on the brow bone. Ooh, I went in a little too much. Sorry. That's better. Fixed it. Let's now move into this eye. Let's now go into this part of the palette. Yeah, Hakuhodo J522 with Hive Crease. Oh, okay. Sorry, that packed in some more. Oh. I was a little overzealous with that application. Wow, would you have thought that this will come from this? Not too bad. You could very much apply this all over the lid, lower lash line, and that'll be your one and done smoky eye. The color is beautifully brown. It's not too cool, not too warm, leaning on orange. It's right smack in the middle. I would say overall these are a lot of yellow, browns, and even with the orange tone here is not quite orange in the same way that you would see, for instance, in Naked Heat. I think that's why these hues are very unique and people were quite surprised by the outcome, because again, I was expecting chocolatey chalk ash when I first saw the photo of this palette. Came through dripping with wrapper number 15. Pat down and pull through. I'm actually taking that under the lash line. I really like this shade. This is a pretty shade. Together they look the same, but it did kind of deepen up the crease. Sonergy Crease Pro with Sting. Let's see how much depth we can get from this color. Oh, not too bad. Circular motions to diffuse, keeping it primarily here on the outer V, taking it here on the outer lower lash line. Again, patting down to stay on that portion of the lid. Wrapper number 15 to diffuse the edges of Sting. A little more here. Ooh, I know I should go in with Honey, but I kind of want to go in either with Queen or HBIC. I don't know. I feel like everyone went in with Honey. Like, Honey is gorgeous. Absolutely. But I want to do like some smoke. You know what I'm saying? Let's go in with Queen. And I will not do the same mistake. I will go in with this wet first. Hakuhodo J242 on the lid. You know, I don't think these work well wet because it looks quite flat, doesn't it? It doesn't have the same effect I'm expecting a shadow to have when applied wet. So I'm taking my finger and there we go. That is great. What I will do though, I will take Honey just to the inner part of the lid and pull it through Queen. So we get add a little bit of light there. I'm using the brush to pat down under the edge of the crease. Let's definitely take HBIC with the same Hakuhodo brush. Lower inner third. This has like a pinkier copper hue. And let's see now, what can we put on the inner corner? We could try Sweet. Let's see what that does. Same Hakuhodo brush. It just kind of looks like my skin tone, so maybe Sweet will be good if I were just going to set my primer or just have that as like a soft single look. Let's do Golden on the inner corner. Oh, that's pretty. I went a little overboard. Let me fix that. All right, friends, let's put on some mascara and I'll be right back. Finished look, friends. Mascara on the lashes and here are the lids. Take a look up close. What do you think? Wide shot of the look, and on the lips I have a mixture of Natasha Denona's I Need a Nude lipsticks, Sammy and Michelle, lined with Makeup Forever's Artist Color Pencil in Versatile Chestnut. Man, oh man. All I can say is that I am very happy that I bought this palette. It was unexpected in terms of just how these shades were going to show up on my lids. It looked ashy. I really thought it was not going to have the same richness and saturation. Again, just assuming from the photo. Even this eye on its own, I think it's so pretty for day, but then you have the ability, the opportunity in the palette to really smoke it up if you want to take it there. And even though these shades are inspired by one theme, I feel there's just variety here still in terms of the different tones, not only for the mattes but for the metallics as well. You have more bronze, you have more gold, green gold, you have like exclusively deeper bronze, and then you have like a pinky type of a metallic shade. And with the mattes as well, to have these lighter tones, not necessarily washed out, just a lighter color, and then you have the deeper ones here that I think actually would look really beautiful on deeper skin tones. And then you have the more medium deeper mattes here. Now if you are deeper than me, let me know how Hive and Drip appear on you. I think they actually apply deeper on skin than they appear in pan. If anything, maybe we could have used a deeper shade here. We could have used something deeper than Sting, but again, I can't assume how it would appear on other skin tones. So let us know down below what your foundation shade is and how these work on your lids if you happen to have it. I am very much impressed by this palette. I was not expecting these eye looks. I was not expecting this performance from Urban Decay shadows. I think perhaps my one critique is that these metallics don't apply well wet. It was strange what happened on my lid when I did apply them wet. It's almost as if the water turns the metallic into a watercolor type of consistency. It doesn't actually look more foiled, it just looks more sheer. So if you want the full-bodied pigmentation from these metallics, I would say go in with your finger and not just a brush. I wouldn't wet them though. I mean, you can still try it and let me know how it works out for you, but I found that I was unlucky with that application technique, and it's either just dry with brush or finger. The mattes blended easily. I had no issues. Sting brings beautiful smoke into the mix, and I really appreciate the tone. It's not your typical dark brown. There's something going on with this matte color. It's like there's some purple in here, but it's not like a cool purple. It's a warm purpley brown, more on the brown side of course, but I love what it brings to the eye smoke when you apply it on your lid. Hive and Drip, had no idea. Swarm and Keeper are fun shades. It's just unexpected. And Amber, forget it. This shade is really special. Again, it has like a duochrome type of thing going on. There's like a pink shift in here that I feel just brings really nice dimension to the lids when used on its own or anywhere on the eyes for that matter. So I was mistaken, friends. I assumed that this palette was going to be a flop. It was going to be ashy, chalky, all the negative words to describe an eyeshadow palette that doesn't look good on anyone. And look at me. Look at me. I was mistaken. That just goes to show that sometimes you can't assume. And I used to do anti-hauls, and I think I stopped doing them because I was always playing myself. I would speculate and assume things about a product that I feel there's a place for that, but it is okay to say, hey, I'm not buying something because of this and this reason. And even if that said product ends up being okay, that doesn't mean you still have to buy it. You know what I mean? I just took advantage because I just saw so many great reviews on the palette. Definitely surpassed my expectations, and because I had the 20% off friends and family discount and I wasn't getting it full price, I kind of felt better about the matter when purchasing it. So if you happen to have the new Urban Decay Honey eyeshadow palette, let me know down below. What are your favorite shades? What do you like about the color story? How it compares to your other Urban Decay palettes? As far as all the ones that I've tried, I didn't pick up Reloaded because I thought Sultry was like the same thing, and Sultry was the one that went on sale, so I got that one instead. I think I like this better than Heat because Heat, although really beautiful, like I love me some terracotta oranges and plummy browns, this just surprised me in terms of the color curation and the choices made here. So it will be quite interesting to see what Urban Decay comes out with next. And with that said, friends, that is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another tutorial, review, demo, get ready with me, or favorites list. Take care, and I'll see you again soon.